A Stoic morning and evening routine for a calmer mind. Most people begin and end their days in a state of reaction. The morning starts with an alarm, followed by notifications, messages, headlines, and an immediate sense of urgency. Before the mind has fully awakened, it is already carrying other people's expectations, opinions, and problems. The evening is often no calmer. We replay conversations, worry about unfinished work, scroll through endless content, and carry the tension of the day into bed. The Stoics understood that a peaceful life does not happen by accident. Calmness must be practiced. It is created through small, deliberate habits that prepare the mind for difficulty and help it release what cannot be changed. A Stoic morning routine is not about becoming emotionless or forcing yourself to be productive every second. It is about beginning the day with intention instead of reaction. A Stoic evening routine is not about criticizing yourself for every mistake. It is about reviewing the day honestly, learning from it, and allowing your mind to rest. Together, these practices can help you become less distracted, less anxious, and less controlled by external events. The Stoic morning routine. Your first few moments after waking can influence the direction of your entire day. If you begin with noise, urgency, and comparison, your thoughts will often remain unsettled. But if you begin with stillness and reflection, you create a stronger foundation. Begin before reaching for your phone. When you wake up, resist the impulse to immediately check your phone. Your phone contains demands from the outside world. Messages tell you what other people need. News tells you what you should fear. Social media encourages you to compare your life with the carefully edited lives of strangers. None of this needs to enter your mind during the first moments of the day. Give yourself at least 10 minutes before opening the door to the outside world. Sit up, breathe slowly, and notice that you have been given another day. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius reminded himself each morning that he had the opportunity to think, act, and live according to his principles. He did not treat waking up as an ordinary event. He saw it as another chance to practice virtue. Before you do anything else, remind yourself, today is another opportunity to live well. You do not control how long your life will be, but you do control how consciously you enter this day. Practice gratitude without attachment. Stoic gratitude is not based on pretending that everything is perfect. It comes from recognizing that everything you value is temporary. Think of 3 things you are grateful for. They might be your health, a loved one, a safe home, meaningful work, or simply the chance to experience another morning. Then remember that none of these things are guaranteed forever. This is not meant to make you fearful. It is meant to make you present. We often fail to appreciate what we have because we unconsciously assume it will always be available. The Stoics challenged this assumption. By remembering that life changes, we become more capable of valuing the present moment. Say to yourself, I am grateful for what I have, but I do not own it forever. Gratitude becomes deeper when it is combined with acceptance. Separate what you control from what you do not. One of the most important Stoic practices is the distinction between what is within your control and what is not. Your actions, judgments, intentions, and responses are within your control. Other people's opinions, the weather, the economy, unexpected delays, past events, and final outcomes are not completely within your control. At the beginning of the day, consider what lies ahead. You may have a meeting, a difficult conversation, an important task, or a personal responsibility. Ask yourself, what part of this is mine to control? Perhaps you cannot control whether someone agrees with you, but you can control whether you speak honestly and respectfully. You cannot guarantee that your work will succeed, but you can give it your full attention. You cannot prevent every inconvenience, but you can decide not to surrender your peace to it. Choose one clear intention for the day. Today, I will focus on my effort rather than the outcome. This simple distinction prevents you from wasting energy fighting reality. Prepare for difficult people and situations. Marcus Aurelius wrote that when he began the day, he reminded himself that he might meet people who were ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, or difficult. This was not pessimism. It was preparation. Many frustrations feel overwhelming because we act as though they should never have happened. We expect everyone to behave fairly, every plan to work smoothly, and every situation to match our preferences. Then reality surprises us. A Stoic prepares the mind by accepting that difficulties are part of life. Before beginning your day, imagine that someone may criticize you, interrupt you, disappoint you, or misunderstand you. A plan may fail. Traffic may slow you down. Technology may stop working. Then ask, how would the person I want to become respond? You are not predicting disaster. You are training your character before the test arrives. When difficulties appear, you can recognize them as expected parts of life rather than personal attacks. Remember that time is limited. The Stoics regularly reflected on mortality. This practice, sometimes called Memento Mori, means remembering that you will die. At first, this may sound dark. In reality, it can be deeply clarifying. Remembering that life is limited helps you stop giving importance to trivial conflicts, empty distractions, and the approval of people who do not truly know you. You do not need to begin every morning with fear. Simply remember, this day will never return. Ask yourself, if today were especially valuable to me, how would I spend it? You might become more patient with your family. You might finally begin meaningful work. You might stop delaying an apology. You might waste less time arguing with strangers or worrying about things beyond your control. The purpose of remembering death is not to become obsessed with the end of life. It is to fully participate in the life that is happening now. Choose one virtue to practice. Stoicism is not only a philosophy of thought. It is a philosophy of action. Choose one virtue to practice during the day. You might choose patience, courage, self-control, justice, honesty, or compassion. If you choose patience, practice it when someone moves slowly or disagrees with you. If you choose courage, do the task you have been avoiding. If you choose self-control, pause before reacting emotionally. If you choose justice, treat people fairly even when there is nothing to gain. A virtue becomes real only when it is tested. Carry your chosen virtue with you as a quiet reminder, whatever happens today, this is how I will practice becoming better. The Stoic Evening Routine. The evening is an opportunity to put down the psychological weight of the day. Without reflection, we repeat the same reactions and mistakes. Without acceptance, we carry today's frustrations into tomorrow. The Stoic evening routine allows you to review your actions without cruelty and release what is finished. Create a quiet transition. Before reflecting, step away from stimulation. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Place your phone out of reach. Dim the lights. Sit somewhere quiet. Take several slow breaths and allow your nervous system to recognize that the active part of the day is ending. You do not need to solve every problem before you sleep. Some problems require time. Others may never have perfect solutions. Tell yourself, the day is complete. I can examine it, learn from it, and let it go. This transition teaches the mind that rest is not laziness. Rest is part of living wisely. Review the day honestly. The Stoic philosopher Seneca described examining his day each evening. He reviewed his words and actions, asking where he had acted well and where he could improve. You can do the same by asking 3 questions. What did I do well today? Where did I lose control of myself? What can I do differently tomorrow? Perhaps you remained calm during a difficult conversation. Acknowledge it. Perhaps you acted impatiently, avoided an important task, or spoke carelessly. Acknowledge that too. The purpose is not to create guilt. It is to create awareness. There is an important difference between saying, I made a poor decision, and saying, I am a terrible person. The first statement leads to growth. The second leads to shame. Judge your actions clearly, but do not attack your identity. You are reviewing the day as a teacher, not as an enemy. Examine your judgments. According to Stoicism, events do not disturb us by themselves. We are often disturbed by the judgments we make about them. Maybe someone ignored your message. The event was simple, no reply arrived. But your mind may have added a story: they do not respect me. I have done something wrong. This relationship is falling apart. During your evening reflection, identify a moment that disturbed you. Separate the event from your interpretation. Ask, what actually happened, and what story did I add? This question can reveal how much suffering is created by assumptions. Perhaps another explanation is possible. Perhaps the situation is not as permanent or personal as it felt. You do not need to deny your emotions. Simply recognize that your first interpretation is not always the truth. Release what cannot be changed. Once the day has ended, its events belong to the past. You may learn from them, apologize for them, or make a plan to repair them. But you cannot return and rewrite them. Continuously replaying a mistake is not the same as taking responsibility. Responsibility asks, what action can I take now? Rumination asks the same painful question without moving toward a solution. Consider what is still within your control. Perhaps you can send a message tomorrow, correct an error, or approach a problem differently. Then release the rest. Say to yourself, I accept that this happened. I will carry the lesson, but I will not carry the punishment. Acceptance does not mean approval. It means ending your argument with reality. End with gratitude and perspective. Before sleeping, remember one meaningful moment from the day. It may have been a conversation, a meal, a completed task, a quiet walk, or a moment when you responded with greater wisdom than you would have in the past. Not every day will feel extraordinary. A calm life is built by learning to notice the value hidden inside ordinary days. Finally, remember that your problems are only one part of a much larger world. You are one person living through one brief moment in an immense history. This perspective does not make your life meaningless. It makes many of your worries smaller. You do not have to carry the whole future tonight. You only need to rest. Tomorrow, you will begin again. Final thoughts. A Stoic routine is not meant to create a perfect person who never becomes anxious, frustrated, or uncertain. The goal is to recover more quickly. You will still encounter difficult people. Plans will still fail. You will still make mistakes. But with consistent reflection, external events will have less control over your inner state. In the morning, prepare your mind. Remember what you control, anticipate difficulty, choose a virtue, and treat the day as something valuable. In the evening, review your actions, question your judgments, learn from your mistakes, and release what has passed. Calmness is not found by arranging the world exactly as you want it. It is found by developing a mind that can meet the world as it is. Begin tomorrow morning with one quiet breath. End tomorrow evening with one honest reflection. Repeated day after day, these small practices can transform not only your routine, but the person you are becoming.